The Nigeria Union of Journalists FCT Council has called on the anti-graft agencies to help it recover monies siphoned by former members of the Executive Council. Addressing a World Press Conference in Abuja, Tony Akowe, chairman of NUJ Probe Committee, lamented that in the course of their probe, United Bank for Africa UBA, where NUJ finances are domiciled, denied them access to details of the account despite several correspondences.
Unfortunately, the immediate past executive, led by Patrick Osadebawen, refused or failed to hand over council affairs, refused to hand over both secretariat and the financial records of council to the council. So we did not have any record of that executive to work with. However, we were able to get the audited financial report. This document is the audited financial report of the executive of the Emmanuel Ogbeche-led ESCO in their first term, that is from 2018 to 2021. That is the only document that we had. Incidentally, is a report from external auditors. So it's an audited record which had their own signatories to it. So they signed the report. So we assume that since their signatories is on the document, as having accepted it and presented it at Congress then, that they admitted that it's an authentic document. This is their signatures on this audited financial record.
He further explained that the former ESCO members are still in charge of the NUJ accounts even after expiration of their tenure.
Don Emmanuel Ogbeche, being the former chairman of council from 2018 until he was given an appointment as SA Media to the Cross River State Governor, we wrote him a letter. The letter to him was delivered to his office by the secretary, and it was signed and received on his behalf. Letter was also sent to Patrick Osadebawen. The letter was delivered to his office also by the secretary personally. It was also signed and received on his behalf. Ochiaka Ugu, the immediate past former council secretary, we also wrote him. He collected his letter personally, but refused to sign for the letter. He said he wanted to study the letter first. And it is important to state that it was only Otis that showed up. That is the Chidebere Benjamin. He was the only one who showed up. To pay 24.5 million for that building. And he offered to pay in 2 installments. 14 million and then 10.5 million in 6 months later. But the then ESCO told him, they wrote him a letter that they will only accept a one-off payment. And they gave him 7 days within which to make a one-off payment. He obliged and he went to the bank personally because we had to ask him, did you send anybody? He went to the bank personally and made a lodgement of 24.5 million into the NUJ account.
Secretary of the NUJ FCT Council, Comrade Jide Oyekunle, in his submission explained that several attempts have been made by the current EXCO for a former handover, but all efforts have been rebuffed by the former EXCO members.
Still the signatory to both Naira and dollar accounts of the Union. And not only that, Emmanuel Ogbeche is still the SEC member of the Nigeria Labour Congress FCT Council. And by law and by procedure, the chairman as SEC member of an NLC supposed to hand over and exit the platform of NLC. So Patrick's supposed to be in charge. but he refused to hand over the baton of leadership to Patrick. Still,
Jide further said at that point, the NUJ had no other option than to approach the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) and other anti-graft agencies to help in recovering the monies in NUJ account running into millions.